What's up, guys? Welcome to Casually Opinionated, where we talk about everything you want to know and everything that matters in pop culture and current events. And today we are talking about this Armie Hammer scandal of domination and consumption. I swear I tried to find a picture of this guy that didn't make him look like a creep, but this is the best we can do. Anyway, let's get into it. Actually, there is one more thing I want to say before we get into this. Abuse is a very serious thing, and it's definitely nothing to joke around about. And I think these women are extremely commendable for coming forward. It can really help us put someone potentially or actually dangerous off the streets. And if you or anyone you know is going through abuse of any kind, whether it's mental, physical, sexual, you should do your best to try to help them and listen to them and just guide them through whatever they're going through, whether you understand it or not. I'll leave links to some websites that I found in the description, and maybe that can hopefully help somebody in ways that I'm not even seeing right now. On the flip side of all of that, I will want this to be a place where people of multiple opinions, multiple possibly conflicting opinions, can gather and just let their thoughts be known. So let's just dive into this one. So this all started when Armie Hammer was trending on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, when an Instagram account called House of Effie leaked screenshots of conversations between her and Hammer that spanned years. Although the timeline of the text isn't exactly clear, the two were seeing each other from 2016 to 2020, while Hammer was still married to his wife of 10 years, Elizabeth Chambers. Now, him and Elizabeth are going through divorce proceedings, and those proceedings include who's getting custody of their two kids. So, I don't know how much of this I'm actually allowed to read, so I'll just put up some screenshots and you guys can see them for yourself and judge from there. It seemed like the thing started out a little innocent between the two, but gradually it got a lot worse, and there are just examples of basically manipulation and total consumption and domination. Feel free to go back, pause that, and read all that crazy shit. He also sent this text about him getting his Kano on, I suppose.
Kano wins. Flawless victory fatality.
To be fair, I don't think Kano ever ate the heart. People are asking where her response is because, we want the full picture. We want to know what's being said on her end. And she replied saying that she blocked him for a couple of weeks and her messages got deleted. But I don't know if that's how it works. I'm not coming at her, honestly. I have no idea. I've never had to block anybody to that extent. It's also worth noting that this seems to have been some kind of CNC relationship. Just Google it if you're confused. I'm not even gonna get into that. I don't even understand half that. So, yeah. I think this exchange right here gives you a pretty good idea. Effie does a pretty good job here explaining what her relationship with Hammer was like. She explains that they had relations in Armie and his wife's bed, and also talks about some of his manipulation tactics. But most interesting of all, she talks about how it wasn't his first affair or even fourth back in 2016. Maybe one day we'll find out the exact number of women that Armie's done this to, or maybe we won't. But one thing's for sure, a lot of women have been coming forward, whether it be through Effie's DMs, which she's been sharing publicly, or through the press. One of these women is Courtney V. I don't want to butcher her last name, but Courtney says that Armie is a very dark, twisted person, and she claims that he manipulated her into a master slave fetish and wanted to break and eat her ribs. God. She told Daily Mail, "I was being groomed and brilliantly manipulated to do things that frankly scared me. I'm a consenting adult, but it wasn't me. He's good at what he does and knows just what to say to get you to comply." She also said he's a huge narcissist. He sends audio messages with pretty graphic stuff. I swear it's because he likes the sound of his own voice. He's obsessed with himself, but also hates himself at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. This was only after 2 months of dating. Paige Lorenz, who dated Hammer more recently, said he carved an A into her and licked the blood from where the scars were. She told Daily Mail, and I quote, "He told me there's a whole community that will do this stuff, that is not criminal. He really thought that his fantasies were normal behavior in the BDSM, non-normative sexual kink community. I thought that this is what it was. I thought I was safe." As far as the girls in Effie's DMs, turns out some of them were underage during their time with Armie. Hammer gave the closest thing to a response to E! News when he announced that he was dropping out of his latest film called Shotgun Wedding, where he would have been starring alongside Jennifer Lopez. He said, "I'm not responding to these bullshit claims, but in light of the vicious and spurious online attacks against me, I cannot in good conscience now leave my children for 4 months to shoot a film in the Dominican Republic." Hammer's role in the movie may be going to Josh Duhamel, who I can see the lot less creepy Armie Hammer-ness. So apparently there's a term for this type of thing, and it's called voyeurophilia, and that's when you're turned on by the thought of being eaten, watching someone eat somebody else, or eating somebody. Yeah. It's usually found in people who want to express complete dominance over their partner, and sex just isn't enough. So apparently this dude had a secret Instagram account called El Destructo 86. Like, what? There was a video on his page that was getting a lot of attention. It was of a woman in lingerie crawling over a bed, and the caption said, "So I have to go back to Cayman, which sucks, except there are a few silver linings, like effing Miss Cayman again while I'm down there." He was supposedly going to be with his estranged wife and their kids. This led to the Miss Cayman Islands organization releasing a statement basically saying that they don't got nothing to do with that crazy motherfucker and that crazy shit, and that's not Miss Cayman Islands in the video. Ironically, these are the people he issues an apology to. So I think the girls coming out and speaking out against what they went through is a real positive thing and a strong thing to do. And you know, people like this get away with things like this because they can't be proven. So I really like some of these more darker things being brought to light. Some of the messages on the side of these screenshots come off a bit scornful, I will say. But even with all of this, he was cheating on his wife for years with who knows how many women. I think that's enough to get your kids taken away. We can ask questions like, why was she sleeping with a married man, or what did she hope to gain from this? But dare I say, that's not the most important thing here. At the end of the day, trust was easily given and trust was easily abused. And I think Armie Hammer should be looked into to see if it stops with just this or dives into more darker stuff. So what do y'all think about this? Comment below and let me know. Follow me on Instagram at Casually Opinionated and follow my personal Instagram at Lito's Way. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hopefully a little less crazier than this, but probably won't be.